Marduk is an insane S-tier character that utilizes the tackle, crazy Oki tools and insane grabs as a way of dealing massive damage in Tekken 7 Season 4. Hey guys, it's your boy Nemesis aka GamerNemi, and in this video I'm gonna give you guys some crucial tips on how to fight Marduk. Think of Marduk's tackle like a throw but with a very small break window. Marduk takes his stance, charges at you and tackles you to the ground, putting you in a mix-up. During this mix-up process, he has three options of dealing damage. He has left punch, right punch and 1+2. You have a chance to break all of these options, but all you have to do is guess or react correctly and you break the entire mix-up. There are three effective ways of dealing with this tackle. The first is by breaking it with 1+2 upon contact. Now keep in mind, unlike a regular throw, the tackle has a very small window to break. And keep in mind as well, the further you are from Marduk, the harder it is to break the tackle. So the closer you are, the easier it is. So you won't really break all the tackles, but you will break most of them if you take him into practice mode and try to get the timing right. This is a very crucial tip. You need to put Marduk in practice and try to get the timing of the tackle correctly. A lot of people sleep on this, but it is actually very important. So please take it to practice, highlight it in the recording section and try to get the timing of the tackle right. The second way is by jumping above him immediately you see him charge at you. So what you do is hold up forward, jump over him and punish him from the back. Now this is not as easy as it looks. It will require a lot of practice and a lot of match experience. Ideally, you could jump with up back. I'm sure you guys have seen pro players do this, but it became a bit more difficult in Tekken 7 due to the fact that the hitbox on his head was increased massively. So at times he will clip you on the legs if you jump with up back. So ideally you now want to jump with up forward. Again, it might not be that easy, but with practice comes perfection. You will see results. Trust me, I've done this multiple times. It is very hard against a very good Marduk player because you might be baited. But overall, it is a very effective strategy, and if you can, please use it. And last but not least, you have the guessing game as the last resort to counter the tackle. If you fail to counter the tackle with the first and second options I gave you, you have no choice but to guess. Now you can react to his 1, 2 and 1+2 options, but the problem is the fact that Marduk can actually fake his 1 and 2 options, which makes this really crazy. Like, this is last resort. Now you really want to put this into practice mode, just like breaking the tackle, the initial tackle, but you can react to the first three options and you really want to try that in practice mode. It really gets crazy if the Marduk player starts faking his 1 and 2 options. So on that particular note, you really can't do anything about that. It's really guesswork. And if you didn't know, Marduk's tackle on whiff is actually really bad. Like, seriously, it has insane recovery. You have all the time in the world to punish this man. Now I bring this up a lot because I don't see a lot of people actually punishing me when I do this in ranked. So I thought I would add it to the list as well. Now Marduk players love using the tackle for Oki, right? When immediately you're on the ground and you're trying to get up, boom, you land into a tackle. So this is where this comes into play. When you're on the ground, you can always roll, wait for the Marduk player to whiff his tackle, then punish him really bad. Like I said, the tackle has insane recovery, so you get the punish almost every single time. Please, this is a critical source of information. Do not let the Marduk players roam free with those YOLO tackles. There are two ranges that you must consider when facing Marduk. The first is the point blank range. Now Marduk has very risky panic moves. He has a downfall, which is launch punishable, a dick jab, and a parry. The parry is risky, the downfall is launch punishable, the power crash is unsafe as well. He doesn't really have any counter hit tools either. His most efficient counter hit is down back 2 and it is really slow. So you have no reason to not be in Marduk's face whatsoever. The second is range 2. Now this range is for that goddamn tackle. This range is perfect for baiting out the tackle because it's the most optimal range you can use to punish it effectively. Everything I told you guys about jumping over or jumping back, this is a perfect range for that, and making it whiff as well. The range is also good as it lets you keep out of range of Marduk's long ass limbs, right? The big low, the back 2, the back 4, all those moves. Very good range, especially for the tackle. The mid-range is where Marduk shines best. A lot of Marduk's moves are very effective at mid-range, from his lows to his most effective mids like down back 2, back 4, up forward 3. Everything that Marduk throws out is very strong at mid-range. So unless you're using a character that can really bully Marduk at this range, I suggest keeping out of this range. Especially a move like down forward 1. It is really strong at this range. If you're first against a very good Marduk, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this range is very good for Marduk. Try your best to stick to his face or in range 2. Now when it comes to sidestepping, Marduk is a very difficult character to sidestep. He has very good built-in tracking in his moves, but ideally you want to sidestep right for some of his strongest mids such as down back 2 and up forward 3. The problem with this is his lows. His best lows actually track right, lows such as down 3, down 4 and quarter circle forward 2. So stepping Marduk is not as easy as it comes. Now keep in mind you can step the tackle as well, but the tracking is pretty good and the Marduk player can easily realign themselves by using down forward 3+4 to tackle. So in my opinion, it is not worth trying to sidestep the tackle. I would rather you try to counter it by jumping over it like I told you guys. Marduk has the best and the scariest Oki in the game. If you faced a good Marduk, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've probably been flung around the stage like a goddamn frisbee the entire set. So let's take a look at dealing with Marduk's Oki. First, let's look at his air grab spike Oki setup. Marduk has 3 options off of this spike. He has down forward 1, he has the ground throw, and he has the back grab. So the Oki that Marduk gets from this spike is like 60-40 in his favor. This is because he has 2 ways of launching you from the ground, and he only is at risk of getting launched if he goes for the ground throw. So there are 2 ways to counter this ground throw. The first is by simply getting up and launch punishing him. The recovery is very bad, just like the tackle on whiff, so please always launch the whiffed grab. And the second way, which is last resort, is by guessing. Of course, you can either guess between 1 or 2. The second Oki 2 that Marduk has off of the spike is down forward 1. Now this will catch you and launch you if you try to get up by holding back. You have to either stay on the ground, wait for him to whiff and punish him with a get up kick, or the most optimal way, which is getting up with up, blocking him and punishing with a 12 frame or 13 frame punisher. Marduk's final Oki option after the spike is the back throw. Now this back throw is very inconsistent. It does not work against certain characters. As you can see here, I miss it on Armor King, but nonetheless it is an option he has and you have to be ready for it. So the 2 best ways to counter this throw is by either staying on the ground or getting up with back. If you get up with up, you get thrown. Like, it deals a shitload of damage, so really you do not want this to happen. Now, just like I said, these are all mix-ups. It's an Oki situation, so you have to make the right guess. Just like the air spike, Marduk's power crush also puts you in an Oki mix-up situation. The power crush is unsafe, keep in mind, so always punish it. Marduk players love using this move. Now, unlike the air spike, the down forward one will actually clip you if you get up with up as well. So back or up, you will get clipped. The best way to counter the down forward one option is by simply laying on the ground. Wait for him to whiff, then punish him with a get up. You can also roll on the ground and you will get hit by the down forward one, but it will push you further away from Marduk, thereby leaving you in neutral. Very, very good too. And the best way to counter the throws is by getting up. And remember, the throws have huge whiff recovery, so all you have to do is get up and launch his ass. And lastly, Marduk's Veil 2 +4 throw is another tool that puts you in a mix-up situation, just like the air spike and his power crush. Just like the air spike, you escape all the options as previously explained. Just keep in mind, this move is very strong, like it's a very fast grab, so always be ready for the throw. Marduk has no big moves that put him at an advantage. Think of low forward 1+2, Dragonov running 2, or Brian back 1. Marduk does not have this. For whatever move Marduk throws out, he loses his turn. He's so bad, like his moves do not have good frames. Now this goes back to the spacing section where I told you that you have to be in Marduk's face. This is another reason why. Due to these factors, Marduk really can't build momentum and he can't really continuously apply pressure. Every time Marduk throws out something, he's highly negative and he is at risk of getting countered. Even his lows, there are only a few lows that give him an advantage, but everything he throws out is really bad for him on block or on hit. Trust me guys, you really want to be in this character's face. Give him time and he gets his setups going and it's GG's. Now there are a few exceptions. Marduk does have some moves that give him an advantage, although it's not really a huge advantage, right? Marduk does not have any plus frames that can create a counter hit frame trap. So even if you mash, at best you're just getting hit and getting, 12 damage. 10 damage. You're not getting counter hit like say back one from Steve. So even his plus frames are not really that scary, with the exception of quarter circle forward 2, the low. That low is scary. Just as an example, I recorded Marduk going for a jab after downfall, and as you can see, even on hit, his lows are really bad. So please take advantage of this fact. You really want to mash as much as you can in Marduk's face, although you need to mash with a brain. So after Marduk's bread and butter combo that ends with forward 3 1+2, he creates enough distance to actually charge at you and tackle you to the ground if you get up unknowingly. Now I add this to the section as well because it does work a lot online, so I figured maybe not a lot of people know about this. This is actually pretty easy to counter. So the idea behind this for a Marduk player is to either go for the tackle or dash up you and ground throw you if you stay on the ground. So the best way to counter this is simply by getting up. You kill his momentum and reduce the distance, thereby he will not be able to tackle you. The second option, which is very risky actually, is by spring kicking or challenging him with a get up kick. These are all very good options, but the safest option in my opinion is simply getting up by pressing up. Marduk has the highest damaging command grab in the game, only challenged by the King's Giant Swing and Gigas' 1+2 throw at the wall. Just like the Kings, you really want to prioritize breaking Marduk's throw. This man can deal some serious damage. Unlike the Kings that rely on chain grabs, Marduk's throws can put you in Oki situations and tackle mix-ups as well. So really, breaking grabs breaking Marduk's grabs should be a priority alongside breaking his tackle. So just like a tackle, you really want to put this in practice mode, right? Record at least 3 grabs, 3 different grabs, 1, 1+2, and 2 breaks. So just randomize them and try your best to break all the grabs. I usually used to do this a lot, like days before a tournament or high in ranked. Every time in practice mode before I would go in a match. It is really effective. You need to warm up, especially before fighting grapplers. Grabs are a very easy source of dealing damage, and really you want to counter this as soon as possible. So that's my guide, boys. If you reached this far, thank you very much. Please consider subscribing, as I am planning on putting out a lot more anti-guides this year. And take care, my boys. GG.